Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I'm your host, D Palm, man. Follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, everywhere you want to, at DPalm66. Follow the show on those platforms at UDPod. And make sure you take a look out for the MTR Network. You can find it at, you guessed it, the MTR Network. Don't lose it. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere you found this fine podcast. I believe, hold on, let me double check something, because I'm pretty sure I updated the YouTube channel actually reflect a decent handle. So before it was really hard to find the podcast, and I understand that. And so I tried to simplify it. Give me 1 second and double check it. I'm pretty sure you can find us at YouTube.com/UDPod66, but let me double check that. A better podcast would have been prepared. A worse podcast wouldn't have done this at all. So we're right in the middle where we belong. UDPod66. We got 76 subscribers now. Make yourself number lucky 77. Subscribe so you don't miss anything. Also, there's going to be another podcast coming out before Sunday, so hit subscribe right now to make sure you don't miss a thing. As always, brought to you by DanielPalmerMortgages.com. If you can pay your rent, you can pay a mortgage. It's my job to help you qualify. Got to get the plug in for my other venture, Life, Love, and Real Estate. The podcast is back. Episode 11 is up. We're doing some first-time home buyer questions. It came out the week of the holiday, so a lot of y'all missed it. Make sure you go back and check it out. Felder, what's up, man? We're back. It's Friday.
Yeah, man, it's Friday. I got a new microphone. I hope it sounds okay. My wife just pulled back into the driveway because they were supposed to be going to the pool, and I don't know if that means that it's raining now or she forgot something, but that's, you know what? That's not a me problem right now. I already went. I did everything else. It was terrible. What do you mean? How was your fourth?
It was delightful. Thank you for asking. It was wonderful. We got family
What'd you
time.
do?
Fired up the grill. We had so Susan's parents came in for one day, kicked it with them, and then we went to my parents on Sunday and sung up there for a couple hours. I was able to. I always say I like to feed my father ribs because of all the years he gave me ribs. So it's kind of that little payback there. But I did get the nod and the approval nod from father. So I think I'm coming along I'm a grown up. I have a mortgage, I have a child, I have a wife.
Sure.
But every time I make my ribs and give them to my father, I'm like, oh fuck, I might have fucked up again.
Nah, man. I see. And here's the thing for me, and it's maybe because I've been cooking so much for so long. I'm past that.
And it's not about the cooking; it's about him. He was the ribs grill master when I was a kid, and so every time I'm like, this familial legacy, you got to step up. And every time he's like, you did good, son. You done good. So I take it as a win. Before we get into any of your gripes about the 4th, I want to make sure I do something right now.
Okay.
When this podcast comes out, it will be July 11th.
Yes.
July 11th is a very important day for me. It is the birthday of my wife and my mother.
That's amazing. How do you split that up?
So this year it is a milestone birthday for my mother. So we're doing I gathered her friends, or I had taken them all out to lunch on Saturday. This year, my wife's birthday also coincides with Beyonce coming to Atlanta. So her birthday will be spent singing along to that Cowboy Carter in State Farm, whatever they call State Farm now. And I will be at home with the baby, recording an extra podcast. Very excited.
That's SEC Media Days, right?
It's so much is happening. So much is
happening. It's too much. Tomorrow. How do they not, they can't, in the words of RIP, Witherspoon, you can't coordinate.
Can I complain about Atlanta for a second?
Yeah.
This weekend, Beyonce's putting on 4 shows. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday and Monday. Also, MLB All-Star Weekend is this weekend.
All-Star Weekend, too. Yep. And King Carter.
Also, SEC Media Day.
And SEC Media Day.
Also, WWE's come to town. They're running a show Friday night. They're running the all-women's pay-per-view on Saturday night, and they got a 3rd night on Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised if they're running again Monday. I'm just like, guys,
this is insane. Bro, it's I thought it was bad when I went to Atlanta. I go to this is 2010, right?
Yeah.
They got the Chick-fil-A kickoff, right?
Which is the same weekend as Dragon Con.
Yes.
And
that
Black
felt
Pride.
like
and Black Pride,
and Black Pride. Weekend. That felt like too much to me.
It is.
This is what if we this is a Dagwood sandwich. Do you need those tomatoes? How much aioli or how much mayo are you putting on this sandwich? Because honestly, my mouth is only this big.
This is how you know how
this
much
is this big of a sandwich.
This is how much you know I love my mother. I'm driving across town on Saturday in the middle of the day to go take her to lunch with her and her friends. That's how much I love my mother.
And that's good. It's good. It's good that you love your mom that much. That's fantastic. I'm just saying, like, as a city, that's a lot. That's a
Atlanta
lot.
don't really know how to say no to shit. Like,
but you can say no, do it later.
Well, quick Atlanta history lesson. The reason there's so many strip clubs in Atlanta is because when they rebuilt everything in the 80s, they wanted to be a center for people to have conventions. But they couldn't have conventions, but the nightlife had nothing to do. So what they do, they loosened all the strip club laws. That's why the strip clubs are so prevalent in Atlanta. That's the why behind it. So
I mean, Indianapolis is a convention. Indianapolis is a convention city.
It's not a city.
Indianapolis is a convention place.
But
it's not like
used to go to the combine. I don't like Indy.
Right, but they are built to have conventions.
Yeah, like all the sky bridges between shit, like to keep you from the cold. Like, there is nothing. There's only 2 or 3 places to go out at night. So like everyone's up at that fucking steakhouse. Like I get it. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, Atlanta's trying to be that, but it's not that.
Atlanta was like, yo, let's have some fun.
Oh, they put in everything in one weekend, and I'm going to suffer.
That's wild.
But for me, the 4th of July, that's my favorite holiday. So, like, when we moved to Philly, that was our first holiday by ourselves. We fired a little grill we had. We did burgers and dogs and kebabs, made a fruit salad, had a great day. So, for me, the 4th is a good thing. For you, the 4th sounds like a struggle.
Dude, I hate the 4th of July. That shit sucks, dog. It's the worst holiday.
Come on.
Honestly, this is not a joke.
It's summer Thanksgiving. It's just food.
No, it's not. Are you serious? Did you go to the pool on the 4th of July?
Fuck no.
Yeah. Fuck yes, I did. You know how long I was at the pool?
Too long.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Hey, Steve Harvey, good answer. 4.5 hours.
Was it
4.5 hours in 100-degree weather? Throwing kids.
So the water's hot too.
The water was 93 degrees.
That's always
water's 93. It's 100 degrees outside. I'm throwing kids. My shoulder still hurts. Okay? But how? Because my wife knew that if my daughter asked me, I would go. And so I showed up. When I came up the stairs, and I will say this is a good thing. I come up the stairs and I have my swim trunks on. And my wife and my daughter are like, yes, he's going to the pool. And I was like, I give you 2. Like, what is it from Utah? Give me 2.
Give me 2.
I can give you 2. Mm-hmm. And then I get to the pool. I end up having to move coolers around, for like the people that are working, and I'm like trying to help. And then I have to talk football for 40 minutes with this guy. And then I have to get in my daughter's like, Daddy, get in the pool. And I'm like, where did you even get this accent from? Because that's not
that's not what my child sounds like.
And so I get in the pool. I'm throwing kids. I'm like, they call me human jungle gym. Where they're like, if I put my arms up like that, I can have like 7 kids on me and just be walking around the pool. They're like, this is the best. And I'm like, and the other dads are like, good. Because the other dads go to the pool all the time. Yeah. So they're doing all that stuff. I usually don't go.
Yeah.
But they see me and they're like, oh yeah, this is your turn, man.
The shift's over, y'all.
Yeah, dog. Like, so I had to do that. I was there for 4.5 hours.
Okay, so let me flip it for you. When's the next time they're gonna ask you to the pool? Man, you may have bought some time here.
I think I bought some time because I made my kid cry. That is a fact. What?
It's
not my fault she doesn't understand sarcasm. That's not my fault. Grow up.
It's a child. She's in the midst of growing up. This is the growing up process.
She was like, you're at the pool and we're going to fireworks. I was like, we aren't going to fireworks. I came to the pool. We aren't going to fireworks.
And that's what made her cry?
She thought when I said we aren't going to fireworks that it meant none of us are going to fireworks. No, it meant me ain't going to fireworks. Y'all can go.
You couldn't have said y'all?
I didn't think twice about it. I was in the middle of a conversation with another adult.
Yeah.
I'm having a conversation with another adult. She was like, "Oh yeah, and Dad, and then we go to fireworks." I was like, "We ain't going to fireworks." I thought this was enough, right? Like, you see, I'm doing this. We ain't going to fireworks. That's a good. We ain't going to fireworks. And then she cries. My wife comes over. She's like, "What did you do to her?" And I was like, "I didn't do anything to her."
Yo, that's the worst. That's the worst question. What did you do? Hey, man, why you assume I did something? It's a child. Why are you immediately assuming I screwed up?
And it took the lady I was talking to. We were having like a good conversation. I like her. She's a really cool person.
Right on.
She had to like talk to Chris and be like, Michael didn't do anything wrong. Savannah just didn't understand that when he did we ain't going to fireworks, she didn't understand that he meant that he's not going to fireworks. But she had to take my wife aside and be like, hey, when he said it the way that we would say it to each other, but she's 7, so she don't get it. And then we ended up having to go. I had to go to fireworks.
I was about to say this with you at fucking fireworks.
And I think fireworks suck. I'll be honest, man. It's stupid. It is dumb. You went to fireworks in Philly, right?
As I get older, I am closer to the fireworks thing.
Okay, because
it's like a fast parade. Like, why are we here?
I think there's a handful of places where you can just say, "I've already done fireworks. I'm done." You were in Philly, right?
Yeah.
Liberty Bell, whole shit, like
whole big joint. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw fireworks at the National Mall in DC. What are the fireworks that are going to be better than those fireworks? You're
chasing the fireworks dragon.
Yeah, I don't need to see him again. I'm done.
I've seen all the fires. All the fires have worked. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't need to go back to see more fireworks.
But she hasn't, though. Like your daughter hasn't.
Sure, and I don't care.
That's fair. I wanted to at least say it out loud.
I don't mind saying it out loud. But the good thing is, the same lady that told my wife that like Michael didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
please be nice to him. She was like, we do fireworks in our neighborhood, and their neighborhood is across the street from our neighborhood.
Oh, it's so much better.
And we also had 2 incidents at our swim club, which is where we have been doing the fireworks.
Okay.
One of the fireworks tipped over and blew up in front of a bunch of kids, and they got burned for real and had to go to like a med tent. That's bad. 2,
that's super bad.
A drunk guy tried to drive up the hill.
And they all are hill. On the 4th of July.
A steep hill, and almost tipped over his golf cart, and people had to like grab it and hold it.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, yeah, it's good we didn't go.
So you've effectively pointed out my least favorite thing about the 4th of July is that it is the last morning someone woke up with all their fingers.
Yeah. Jason Pierre-Paul.
That they ran an article. It was 10 years this year. It's been 10 years since that shit happened.
Bro, I can't. No. If I lose a finger, it's going to be to a lawnmower. It's not going to be to fireworks.
It's going to be because of my actions, not because of this explosion.
I tell you? I went to urgent care, and I was like, can you just cut it off? Just the tip, just a little bit. You can just cut it off if this is going to take too long. Because I want to go home.
You texted me when it happened, and then you told it on the podcast. And it was each time I hear it, it gets funnier. So
yeah, I don't care. Like this don't do nothing for me. Cut it off. It's fine. Saves me time when I got to paint these nails.
So so that's the one thing I don't engage in. I don't engage in amateur fireworkery. I do have a son who is getting more reckless by the second. So eventually I have a feeling that we're going to have sparklers and shit in my house, but we're going to have a very healthy fear. We're going to have a very healthy fear of, I think we're going to get into sports, I promise. I think me growing up in a gun household prepared me for fireworks. Take them seriously.
I agree with that. My grandpa had a grenade launcher at home. that he got when he brought it home from war. So, like, yeah, I get it. Yeah. We didn't have guns in our household. My dad is now a gun household. But for me, like, here's what I will say. My main caveat for fireworks is kind of the opposite of yours, where if you're using like a Mexican Coke bottle or a beer bottle and you're shooting them at your friends, I get that. That's just fun as different.
That's
what I'm saying. That's fun.
Yes. First of all, candle tag is a well-honored tradition in this nation.
Okay,
I mean, the industrial strength joints that people spend too much money on to put on a show. Nigga, you ain't sponsored by Coke. Sit your ass down.
This is not Disney.
Hey, happy 9th of July for my unemployed neighbor. That's how it feels.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the other problem. Because it's the 10th.
Yeah,
fireworks still about to be popping off.
Last night, I think last night was the last one. I think last night may have been the last night. I'm a jinx.
I hope so, but I'm tired of it. I'm that's the other part. Like, I don't. Why? For what? For who? For how? It's not even like a thing that you do in your like yard. It's not a thing that you. It's like it just goes into the sky.
And then I got shrapnel on my yard when I'm trying to mow the lawn. Why do I have your shrapnel in my yard?
Exactly.
100% agree. Well, we talk about fireworks. Let's talk about some more fireworks. We talk about media days and talking to microphones. I want to start here because we're going to have a lot to talk about throughout the summer because college football is officially back. I woke up to playing neck from Southern, played neck on the YouTube this morning for Matthew. He's just dancing. I'm like, Susan's like, it's not time. Like, we're like 45 days away, lady. You need to get ready.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk about these quotes from Scott Frost. For those who don't know, Scott Frost was the coach at UCF when they tried to claim a national title. Rousing success, he got asked to come back to his alma mater where he had played and starred to be the coach in Nebraska. I'm going to say this as gently as possible. It did not go well.
No.
On a lot of levels.
It went bad.
And so Scott Frost is back at UCF, back in Orlando, back in the place that made him rich and making him richer. And he had the quote to say, let me just say this right now. I'm gonna read the quote.
Yeah.
Orlando Sentinel, don't take the wrong job. Michael Felder. Yeah. And I'm not gonna push you on this because you and I know enough people in college football to where we've heard stories about his behavior at Nebraska.
Sure.
And now the Nebraska faithful are like, ho, 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 not so fast, my friend. And they're telling stories. Like, you're starting to see the things trickle out. If you leave a place where you didn't do your best work, shouldn't you probably just shut the fuck up and leave?
I think that, yes, I do. I also think he's right.
We've passed the right part of it. I'm talking about in this specific example of you may not have covered yourself in glory at Nebraska on or off the field. To come out and to intimate that you just took the wrong job and it was a bad fit, he may be right. I couldn't agree more. I think he's right. He should not have taken that job. But man, that's not a quote that's going to go well in Lincoln.
I don't think. Look, don't go back there then.
You're right. It's not like a recruiting base coming out of Nebraska. That's a good point.
What are you going to think? You got to recruit kids from Nebraska? Fuck them. They got one D1 player a year.
Oh shit!
There's a reason.
That's a perspective I hadn't taken.
There's a reason they have this massive walk-on program, which I don't know what that's going to look like with that 105 limits now. I have no clue. So I have no idea. Like, I would have been on scholarship at UNC if they had the 105. I would have been on scholarship.
I think we're going to see a lot of teams get out of the big-time football game.
I don't because I don't think they can.
Financially, I hear you.
Financially, I don't think they can get out of it because they've already signed these deals, whether it's with ESPN or ABC those are the same company, but with NBC.
But what I'm saying is the allocation of funds. So we're like, when they come down to this like salary cap that they're trying to, the clearinghouse, all that bullshit, where it's like 75% of the revenue will go to football.
Yeah.
You can adjust those numbers though. Like you don't have to pour all your resources. Like Nebraska does a lot of good shit in other sports. Like I would not be surprised if they started putting a lot of that volleyball. Oh, what was it? The Texas Tech girl and softball. She got $1 million to come to Lubbock. Like you could see these reallocation of resources to where
Agreed.
Like, bam, what if we had a fantastic basketball team in Nebraska? Like for example.
I just don't think we're going to see it shrink. And I think the reality of it is that there's so much on the table and they've already signed so many deals. Like, and maybe it's a 4-year cycle and we see it change, but right now I don't think we're going to see much of that change. Like it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I like with Scott Frost, bro, you were working at UCF. You were this close away from at least getting to a playoff, this close to getting to. And guess what you had? You had kids that were like hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And you also, what it reminds me a lot of is Rich Rod at West Virginia.
West Virginia. You don't know how good you got it.
Yeah. And you could take kids that others so UCF can take kids, and this is no disrespect to UCF. I understand they're in an accredited university, but they could take kids that couldn't go to Florida. They could take kids that couldn't even go to Florida State.
That's funny as shit, but that was mean as shit.
How's that mean?
It's not mean, it's accurate, but it's very funny to be like, hey man, you can't academically cut it to Seminoles. Come on down and be a knight.
Right. And that's wild. My parents would never let me go to Florida State. They would have never.
They lightly recruited me, but I was never on the table. No.
But Florida, yes. Florida State, no. Miami, yes. But so he was able to get kids that were, and here's my point here is, these kids are super dynamic. They're incredibly talented. So they grew up playing with these kids that went to Florida, that went to Florida State, kids that go to Miami, they grew up with those guys, and they probably just didn't have like 3 hots, every day.
Yeah.
They didn't have.
Yeah.
They didn't get. They didn't get
a lack of opportunity. He was giving opportunity to kids who had not been given that opportunity. Previously.
That's why I brought up Rich Rod, because Noel Devine is from Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And then he gets to West Virginia. All of a sudden, we're like, who the hell is this guy?
So before UCF emerged, and what's the other one? What's the other Florida team that popped up out of nowhere?
USF.
Yes. Before those teams like emerged with like alumni bases and money and like the facilities to attract these athletes.
Right, but they're also young schools.
Yeah, I was saying, but you would see the Florida kids who couldn't academically cut it or who just ran out of spots. You see them dotted across the map. And then in the last 10 years, you saw them concentrate at USF, UCF, and kind of build those into regional powers. And they're good. No, because the talent's unquestionable. It's ability to control and concentrate that talent. And I think you're right. He got cocky and was like, I can do this elsewhere. It's like, you're going to Nebraska, sir.
Yeah. And I know that Nebraska and Wisconsin were two of the schools that lobbied very hard for that early, the early visit situation, right? Yeah. The summertime visits, which that didn't happen when we were in school. We visited school in January, February, like going to a game was just an unofficial visit, right? Like unofficial. It was just, and they lobbied hard for official visits in the summertime. Why? Because
to lie to them kids.
To lie to kids, right?
You'll never be on this campus in the summertime.
You'll be on the campus in the summertime. You'll be working your ass off.
You'll be working your ass off. But that's not what.
But you're also going to be here in the wintertime. You're going to be here in the wintertime. And guess what? This is a wintertime that you never seen. I'll never forget CJ Spiller when he got drafted by the Bills. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I told you about my Columbia recruiting trip, haven't I?
No, what?
Felder. So I go to Columbia in January. I skip a wrestling tournament to go there. I'm the only recruit there without his parents because my brother had a performance or some shit. And I was like, I'll go to New York. Sure. I land. We're driving on the West Side Highway to school.
No.
The Hudson is frozen over for the first time in 100 years.
No, thank you.
And they somehow tricked me into going there.
No, man. No, absolutely not. There's no way. There's no way.
That first winter I was in school there, I was like, I tried to transfer. The first winter, I was like, I can't, no. I'm built different.
Yeah, you're like, what? A coat? The fuck is a coat?
The first time, so we're at practice, it's Dartmouth week freshman year, I'm on the scout team, and it starts to snow. I go up to our coach, the brother of your OC, Bob. Oh, Bob Shoop? And I go, yep. Coach Shoop, it's snowing. Let's take it in. And he goes, good one, Palmer, and walks off. And I was like, the fuck do you mean good one? I don't play football in the snow. What are we doing here?
Yeah, it's insane. But it's like –
it was October.
But so Nebraska is one of those schools that lobby for that because Nebraska, Wisconsin, less so Iowa. But they were like, if we can get these Florida kids, these Georgia kids, Texas kids, if we can get them up here to see the campus in the summer, to see campus, early fall, which I stand by this. This is a kind of a off ramp, but I think that taking a visit on a game day is trash.
No, it's not. That's not. Yes, I agree 100%. That's for sure.
Okay,
yes.
So I'm not crazy for saying that.
Absolutely not.
Because I can tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get Michael Felder as your host, who does not get in the game, but also does want to get turned up with his teammates after the game. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lose you because you're just like a person that's around me, and you're not cool because you're 17. Like I want to go see my girlfriend at the warehouse, and I don't want to have the responsibility of taking you back to the Carolina Inn. So just leave me alone. I will take the extra money that they gave me and use it to buy shots for people. So I was just like not the best person to be doing this.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But you can't have like an actual player host them because the actual player is like focused on winning a football game. That's just
Did y'all do game day visits?
We did a handful of them, and
we never did game week visits. We always did off-season visits. And I'll tell you this: when I came to visit, my host lost me.
Yeah, good.
My host lost me. I was adopted by a running back and his buddies. That guy's one of my he's Rashad, one of my best friends in the world. Like I was in his wedding, he was in mine. Like he's evolved into one of my best friends in the world. But I definitely got lost. Shout out Keenan Shaw for losing me, but Keenan Shaw definitely lost me on my recruiting trip. Yeah, he took that money and spent it on himself.
I lost a kid. I lost one kid, and he ended up at Duke. And I'm like, guess what, man? Good for you.
You lost. So I was 4 for 5. If you sent me a recruit, they were coming to Columbia. I'm showing you a weekend. You going because 0 Felder.
None.
0. Come on.
I think
I
4
love my
kids.
close rate, man.
I hosted 4 kids, and they were like, this guy. They're like, Felder's a good time guy. Felder not a good time guy for high schoolers. He's a bad time guy. These kids they don't want to be around him.
I take it back. I was 4 for 5, but the 5th kid we didn't want 80%. Him. We didn't want him. We wanted his teammate who was on the same trip, and we got the teammate. Yeah. We didn't get the kid who I hosted. I hated that kid anyway.
I was good as like a wingman.
Mm-hmm. If the crew rolling with this, is my buddy Felder rolling with them. Yeah, part of the crew. I got you.
I was good with that. They were like, this dude's cool as hell. No problem. So we ended up with Khalif Mitchell. He ended up playing in the NFL for the 49ers. Yeah, no problem. I can do that. Terry, I can't remember Terry's last name, but with Terry, no problem. Yeah, I'm good. I just don't want to be, I can't be in charge of this stuff. I'm not a dad. I'm not a dad. And my girlfriend, again, she lives right there. And she's a teaching student. I need to get over there in time to get there before she has to wake up to go to class. There's a very delicate situation that we're dealing with.
You spin a lot of plates.
And the only plate I'm worried about spinning is hers. I don't care about these other plates. Fuck these plates. I'll let them all shatter. I don't care.
Hey, so the one kid I lost, I didn't lose him. The one kid who didn't come to Columbia, we're at the bar, a little bar, a little go-to place, and he's messy. And I'm like, all right, well, it's gonna be one of those. I can still take. I can keep him between the lines.
Sure.
He starts talking real greasy to my girl, and I'm like, all right, man, time to go to bed. So I get him back to the fraternity house. I get him in my room with my roommate. And I know Sully don't listen to this, so Sully, if someone listens to Sully this clip, you're an asshole. But Sully's never heard this. He pissed in Sully's bed. No, he pissed in Sully's bed. Sully was in Boston visiting a girl, and he pissed in Sully's bed. And I tossed that shit in. I tossed that shit in the dryer, washer dryer. I did wash it for him, but I never told him I just flipped his mattress. He never knew. And I was like, there's no point in telling you that. That was the kid that I did not come to Columbia.
You want to know why I'm 0 for 4? I have never walked a kid back to the hotel they're staying in.
Oh, we didn't stay with motels. They stayed with us.
They had to stay with y'all. See, that's like
they didn't go to fucking hotels.
So that's the thing, because we had like every sport that wasn't basketball and football at UNC. Yeah. They stayed at the Carolina Inn. For basketball and football, they stayed at Carolina Inn. All the other sports, they stayed in their like dorms and apartments.
That was us. Yeah,
I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that. And I'm not. I can tell you what I'm not doing. I'm down here, right? I'm down here. I'm on Rosemary. I got to cross Rosemary, walk a block, cross Franklin, go up Columbia to get to the Carolina Inn.
Nah,
that ain't. It ain't me. It ain't me. No.
And this is before you can like drop a pin or use Google Maps. So like you just send them kids like, hey man, walk up 2 blocks, take a left, you find it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing.
They just said you kids they didn't want to come there. That's all that was.
Sure, and guess what? They didn't.
They got exactly what they asked for.
Yeah, they didn't. None of those kids ever hurt us in a game. By the way. Just for the record, none of them hurt us in a game. None of them were like,
oh my God.
None of them became anything. They might be insurance agents. They might work for Enterprise. Like, it's all good. But none of them, like, it's like I didn't do anything wrong. I did a lot of stuff wrong. Yeah. I didn't do anything wrong to the program.
My favorite recruit story.
No, thank you.
My favorite recruit story. We're walking. We was night at the club bar or whatever. I'm walking everyone back to the house. We're gonna hang out, whatever. And we bump in. No, it was before we were on the way out, and we bump into an alumni whose name is who's a famous alumni. Like the name is a name. And I bump into him on the streets. Oh, Daniel, that we're chopping it up. And as he's walking away, he drops something. And it turns out he dropped like $400. And I was like, hey, sir, I hand him back his money. And the kid's like, is that how they do it here? I go, bro, this is Columbia. It's paying me for shit. He got all his money back. Please don't think this is a bagman situation, because it is not.
No, man. My favorite, like, not even a bagman situation. I'm not going to say the restaurant, but it's on Franklin Street. They got breakfast and lunch, and it's so good. And you go there, and my dad had work in Raleigh, and he was there overnight. And then he was like, "Oh, I'll take you out to breakfast in the morning." And I said, "Oh, yeah, no problem. I know where we're gonna go." So we go, breakfast sandwich, waffles, whole deal. I get a burger with fries too. Like this is why I'm in hard gainers, anyways.
Yeah, you
burger. I'm getting huge. Like this is truly my freshman year. And I am trying to get huge. And
can I just real quick, as you're telling the story, y'all may not realize this. When you go to college, a lot of those kids we talked about earlier have not gotten 3 squares a day every day.
Well, that's okay. So put a pin in that. Let me finish this, and we can talk about that because it's also regional.
Yes.
So I go and I get my dad has waffles. I get an omelet. My dad's got a real mean sweet tooth. I get an omelet, like a 4-egg omelet. Then I also get a burger and fries. I eat the whole thing. My dad eats his thing, and my dad was like, "I'll pay for it." I was like, "Don't worry, I got it." And he's like, "You don't have money. You're a freshman in college. How do you have money?" And I was like, "I don't have money. Don't worry,
but I got it."
And $4.50. And he was like, "Hang on a second." He's looking at the menu. He's like, how was that $4.50? And I was like, Bruh, you see this? This is all issue. This is issue. I got out of a speeding ticket. I was going 100 in a 65.
Felder.
I don't speed no more. Just for the record, we know I don't speed. You know I don't speed.
I know you don't speed.
But I was a sophomore in college. I had to get home for Sunday dinner with my mom. And I'd just been visiting my girlfriend. And I'm just cruising. I'm like, I'm doing it. And then the guy gets me and he sees my shorts and he goes, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to write you for an 80 and a 70.
Ooh,
so I don't get reckless driving and I'm good to go. He's like, just take it easy on the gas pedal. I said, no problem. Look, I don't play for Georgia. So, but to go back to your point, the three hots.
Yeah.
So there are, and I've talked to a lot of coaches about this. Kids in Texas and California are different than the kids in the Southeast. There are so many kids in the Southeast that don't get the 3 squares a day.
Yeah.
So when you get a kid from California or you get a kid from Texas, they are like super developed. They don't grow more.
Yeah, you're not recruiting them on what they could turn into. You're recruiting them what they are. And then when you get a kid from Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, those kids gain so much weight. Hey, particularly if you're from a place where it's not a dot on a map.
Yes. Where it's just a dot on a map.
Or just a dot. That's a good point too. No stars.
Kids, yeah. Like those kids, they gain so much weight.
Yeah.
And turn into completely different football players. They have the skill set's there, but they just get bigger and they get faster and they get stronger because they don't have, if you look at Texas high schools and if you look at these like monuments that they build to high school football in Texas, and you look at the money that flows in from California, those kids have trainers, they understand nutrition. These kids are like with the exception of someone like Najee Harris from Antioch.
Yeah.
If you're from LA for real, San Francisco for real, if you're from San Diego for real, like you are already getting everything that you need to be the size you are. And
I had never thought about those 2 states as an outlier in this way.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
If you're from Texas, we have. Like, if you're from Texas, you're already doing power cleans, right?
Oh, for sure.
You're doing power cleans the right way.
At like 13.
Where you're like sitting in the weight, elbows high, and then pushing up. You're doing Olympic lifts, and they don't have that same infrastructure in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. They don't have the same infrastructure. And then you throw in the fact that these kids aren't on a nutrition plan. So when they get to school to get a nutrition plan, you start to see these insane gains of like, oh, wow. In 2 months, this guy gained 15 pounds. He's still fast, but he went from 185 to 200 in 2 weeks just because he finally got to eat food on a regular schedule.
And the right food?
And the right food. Yeah. It's like a very it's a thing I don't think enough people think about realistically. Like it is very. So that's where I kind of, when it comes to recruiting, I look at that and I see these different slots and you have to like pay attention to that. And I mean, hell, anytime we see a recruit that's good come out of Arizona, what are they? Their folks got what? Money.
Oh, money.
And so they already have had the best teaching and the best coaching and the best diet and the best food and
so
normalized food.
The thing that you and I talk about a lot is that because the emphasis is so heavily placed on recruiting and less on teaching, the coaching has largely gotten worse in college football.
Yes.
Do you think that they are offloading some of that teaching responsibility to the outside work that's done before you get on campus? Like, do you think that, like, because there are places like Georgia, I'm not obviously a Georgia fan, but like you watch kids develop skill sets at Georgia that are changing.
Yes.
You don't see that everywhere else. There's a lot of places where you're like, oh, I'm a great recruiter and I'm not good. Well, fuck it. Harbaugh, I can coach a quarterback. Motherfucker, find me one that you have. And so, it comes down to he's a great recruiter, but I don't feel like you grew anything while you're there. Am I completely off base?
No, I think you're completely on base. Because think about this. Think about Brian Kelly, Lincoln Riley.
Oh.
And so Brian Kelly.
The two names you picked, my goodness.
No, I've been thinking about this for a long time.
I can tell.
Brian Kelly, who has he developed as a quarterback? Which quarterback has gotten better? Excuse me, I got a gnat in here.
You're good.
Which quarterback has gotten better the longer they've been with him?
You could argue he held Joe Burrow back.
So it's.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's post Burrow. How about that?
Not Burrow. He's pre-Burrow. He's post Burrow. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're correct. But what I'm saying is Deshaun Kaiser, Brandon Wimbush, Ian Book, Tommy Reese, Phil Yurkovich, everything went down.
Yep.
They have a splash at the start because they feel like uplifted and it's good. And then once he starts to actually coach you the way he coaches, it doesn't go well. Someone said Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels was a fully formed person.
He'd been to two other schools.
Jaden Daniels at Arizona State under Herm Edwards
cooked.
He already was doing his thing, and he didn't need him to do anything. He just was like, and guess what? You don't get to talk to me like this. And then he got into the NFL, right? After one season, it got into the NFL, and he's like doing his thing. Like he's like, talk to me like a man, because I'm not one of your little friends.
This is a great example of this. I like that you've updated my example. My example is always when Dr. Bo went to Michigan and became immediately boring.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, you ruined him. He was so much fun.
Right. Well, think about Lincoln. Think about Lincoln Riley.
But the Lincoln Riley thing that you can point to Kyler, you can point to
Baker,
you can point to Patrick Mahomes. My thing about Lincoln Riley is
hang on. Let me fit.
Cook.
You cook. You can cook. You go. I know I have something. Go ahead and say your thing so that I can say my thing.
Because I think we're going to the same place.
Go ahead.
Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Never improved.
Mm-hmm.
Under Lincoln. To the point where I have questions about his long-term viability as an NFL quarterback because he has not been coached properly, legitimately 5 years.
So here's what's I'm about to show you the way that my mind works. I equate Lincoln Riley to Urban Meyer. So Alex Smith, right? What did Alex Smith have to do to become a good quarterback? Play for Andy Reid? Unlearn everything that he learned in college to relearn how to be a good quarterback. Kyler Murray, the Cardinals were done with him.
Yeah.
And then he relearned how to be a college quarterback. Baker Mayfield, the Browns were done with him. He had to relearn how to be an actual NFL quarterback.
He was a defensive end on the scout team for the Panthers.
Like, it's literally so with Lincoln Riley, with Caleb Williams, Caleb's going to have to unlearn, and he's at the Bears. And you know that I have a personal investment in the Bears.
I do.
Because Ben Johnson is one of my favorite teammates of all time. If I had to rank a list of the nicest teammates I ever had, Ben is number one with a bullet. He wasn't my best friend as a teammate because Ben didn't fuck. You just heard all the shit I did when I fucked around.
He was one of those teammates who's too good. Like, hey man,
he's too good.
He's a kid from the inner city. He's going places. Don't drag him down here with us.
Yeah. Like Ben was like a good person, nice man. Yeah. So I think that Ben can teach Caleb how to play football the right way. And Ben learned football not just from the NFL, but also from Coach Trank, but also from Signetti. Like, he learned how to play football. And he is a guy that's a former quarterback. So I think Caleb is worth fixing. I think Ben's going to be the guy that fixes him. But again, to go back to Lincoln Riley, these guys, and to go back to Urban Meyer, these guys have to unlearn all this stuff that they got taught to make it work in the future. And to me, that's a sign with Riley, Kelly, that they are in it to win football games. And you and I haven't really talked about this, like with travel baseball, or like AAU basketball. Those coaches are in it to win games, but they're not in it to really develop guys. So they have to unlearn a bunch of stuff to relearn or to learn how to play the sport, the position that they're playing. And I think that's a huge part of it. And that's something that I've been looking at. I mean, hang on a second. Let me see. I got my notebook right here. Brian Kelly, because LSU's going to be in trouble this year.
So does he get fired this year? Is this the year?
It could be, because here's the thing. Look at this. You can see that?
Yeah.
My handwriting's terrible. But that's how much draft capital they lost. 7 guys got drafted. 7 guys got drafted from LSU.
You like that quarterback, though, right?
I love. But here's the thing. Who is the best coach in Garrett Nussmeier's life?
Who?
Doug Nussmeier, his fucking dad.
Well, okay, all right.
So I think this is, the thing is if Brian Kelly does get to keep this job, if Brian Kelly gets credit for Garrett Nussmeier,
which he might.
Which he shouldn't, but.
He shouldn't, but I said might, did not say should.
But Garrett is going to live off of this because of his dad.
Yeah.
I think Garrett Nussmeier is QB 2A, maybe 2B, because I really like Cade Klubnik from Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the kid from South Carolina is not draft eligible, I don't believe.
No, he's not.
So I really like Cade and Garrett battling for that 2 spot. I do think, and I have no problem standing on business right now, I think Arch is going to be the number 1 draft pick.
You are so excited about Arch that I'm coming around. Like, it's fucked up. Like, I found myself defending Arch Manning to people this past weekend. I was like, the fuck am I doing? It's like, I sound like Felder.
Here's the thing, though. Like, pedigree, check. Teammates, have you seen the videos of like?
I forwarded the ones that you posted to people. Yeah, the people I was arguing with. I was like, "Hey man, come on, look!" And I was like, "What am I doing? I'm turning into a Manning propaganda machine."
Did you see all his teammates were like, "Hell yeah, we fuck with you." Like, anytime someone's like, "Man, we fuck with this dude the long way," like that's saying something. I saw it with
shit in Austin this year.
I saw it with Baker Mayfield when he hit the Dougie, and his whole team was like, "Yes, we love you." And I'm like,
let's talk about guys who did this and were winners. Go look at how Stetson Bennett's teammates interacted with him.
Yeah, they like him. Jake Fromm.
Jake Fromm. They love those dudes. Well, he's not the most talented, but what if they were Arch Manning talented and they
love him? Yeah,
and they love him. Like what if?
Like, here's the thing. Like, I've been scouring, I've been looking.
Yeah.
For 2 wins, both ends, right? I have not seen anyone from Georgia say that they miss Carson Beck.
Ooh, buddy.
I know they said he had a mental breakdown. I understand. Someone who's had a couple mental breakdowns, I get it. It's hard. When there's a lot of pressure on you and you feel like this. Like I've had, whether it's nosebleeds or throwing up, like I've done there. I've been there. I understand that. I sympathize and I empathize with him on that, if that's a real problem. I haven't seen anyone from Miami say nothing.
The only thing I've heard about Miami is him getting robbed, his Lambo getting taken out of the driveway.
Lambo and a Range Rover stolen.
I didn't know he lost 2 cars, but okay. I thought
his girlfriend said,
put him on the public blast.
She dumped him and said nobody likes him. Like, that
we're 40-year-old men. The fact that we know what his girlfriend said about him is a bad thing.
Like, that's bad. That's bad. If you're a part, like, I have girlfriends. Like, I don't have girlfriends currently. That's what I'm saying. I have had girlfriends.
Right.
None of them would ever say nobody likes Michael. None of them would ever say that.
My problem is no one likes Palmer. No one can stand him. It's not.
I've had the opposite problem of too many people like me.
No comment.
I've had the opposite problem. Too many people like me. And I'm not even talking about like girlfriend, like girl wise. I'm saying like people are like, this guy's the life of the party. Every time he walks into a room, he's magnetic. Like I had a girlfriend that hated.
That's what I meant.
I had a girlfriend that hated that. She hated that I was so magnetic that she had to like just stand by herself while I went through and glad handed the entire party. She was like, this sucks. I hate you. And I was like, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, this is me. What you want me to do?
But that's not Carson's problem.
No.
But Arch, if you show up in St. Louis in a place that they called the trenches for your teammate, and everyone is like, yo, you the man, dog. And then we saw those videos of him coming off in the SEC championship game, and the whole entire team is like, yes, 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 yes. And Quinn Ewers is like, it's like, what is it? What is it? Is that Destiny? Yes, yes, yes. When it's like, no. Quinn Ewers like, NFL, let's go.
Oh my God.
That's all I'm saying. This man left to be a 7th round draft pick because he's like, I can't play with this. We know who they want. All I'm saying, Arch is Apple Jacks, baby.
College football is back.
We eat what we like.
College football is back. I'm getting the game next week. Don't talk to me. If you find me on these internet streets, don't even accept the challenge and accept this ass kicking because I'm handing them out. The second I get this fucking game, I'm whooping somebody's ass. At DPalm66 is PlayStation handle. Felder, tell them where they can find you and the rest.
Hang on. I got a couple more things.
Oh, excuse me. I apologize.
Because we talked about Brian Kelly. We talked about Lincoln Riley. I think there are 8 teams that got to have it next year. Did we talk about this already?
No, but I do have to run in a second.
All right. Florida State, got to have it. They went 2-10 last year. UNC, Bill Belichick. A&M, because they spent all that money. Virginia Tech.
Money.
We said USC, we said LSU. Colorado, because he's going to have to actually coach. And apparently he turned down the Cowboys job. He's not exactly. He's not coaching his kids. And then Michigan State. Michigan State, very bad.
What's going on with Michigan State? I knew they were bad, but what's the guy to have it?
5-7 last year. John Smith came over from Oregon State. They thought he was going to be a savior. No. All right.
Mel Tucker joke.
Well, he already was gone because he got in trouble. Mel Tucker got in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, but they're still. I mean, he's fighting it though. He was fighting it last year. Do you think? And I hate to ask about your list. I know you're not done with it. Do you think Ohio State's got to have it? And by it, I mean finally beat Michigan. Because if you're talking Ohio State fan this offseason, that's another thing. And I talk about.
They won a national championship. Who gives a fuck about Michigan?
But this is okay. I get that. You get that. This is a sport at its best when it's regional.
It is. Yes, agreed.
So, no matter how much ESPN tries to sell us a playoff, this is a sport about regional beef and rivalries.
Yes, rivalries.
If I haven't beat Michigan in that many days, how shiny is that trophy? Remember before the playoffs started, all the articles were like, does Ryan Day really need to be here? His family's sick. Like, it was not about they got a chance to win this thing. It was about he can't beat that team, Michigan. He can't beat them.
No, I agree. I think that yes, they need to beat Michigan this year. I agree with that. I also think that he's still safe. What I think he needs to do is stop dyeing his beard. But at the end of the day, I think that he's going to be fine. I just am like, I think Michigan State's in a worse place because they used to hang their hat on the fact that they would beat Michigan
every once in a while.
And it hasn't happened. And now it's like, we're not going to a bowl game. Because remember, what is it, a little over a decade ago, they were in the playoff, the 14 playoff. They got smoked. They got smoked by Alabama, but still they were in the playoff. And now it's like, yo, what are y'all doing? Like, this is ridiculous. So we'll see. I think that It's going to be interesting. I sat down, looked at a list of like the lost draft capital. LSU lost more draft capital than any of these other 7 teams.
Oh,
USC, because they lost 7 players to the draft. I'm not talking.
Seven's a lot, not just attrition.
Yeah, 7 guys went in the NFL draft. Florida State lost 0 guys.
Well,
UNC lost a guy, and it just is one of those things where you just have to like. But they lost. UNC did lose a first rounder. UNC is going to be interesting for the other reasons because of Jordan and Jordan Hudson and dealing with Belichick and Belichick not wanting to talk to people. And I had a long conversation the other day with someone who works in Triangle Media, and they're like, I guess he's kind of trying to be involved locally, but most of his interviews, if you've seen them, they're on CBS, Sports Illustrated. It's like he's the NFL draft.
He's not carrying himself as a man who's concerned about the UNC job.
Yes, and I will say this, and we can wrap on this. Like the biggest thing for me, as someone who grew up loving UNC, who went to UNC, these are people, and I don't know if you saw the FOIA, but these are people who grew up with went to school where Dean Smith and Roy Williams, even Bill Guthridge were the coach. Mac Brown is the coach.
Brown. They brought Mac Brown back. Like that's who these people are.
And so there's a combination of things. They are used to having access to that coach. Anson Dorrance, even the soccer coach, right?
Yeah.
Mike Fox,
the women's lacrosse coach, who just wins and wins and wins.
Yes. So they're used to that, and it's not about the winning; it's about access.
It's about how you carry yourself. Yeah, and access. Good point.
Access, and so when they go to scholarship dinners, these ladies, a lady wrote a letter in. She graduated in 1977. So hang on, I have to do this because I am very bad at math. This lady graduated from UNC 48. That's my calculator. She graduated from UNC 48 years ago. You say she graduated, she was 22 plus 48. She met her husband at UNC. So this lady's 70 years old. Been married to her husband for almost 50 years. She said, I never thought that we would be the laughingstock. I never thought we would be a laughingstock. And you take that 70-year-old lady and you put her at you've been to scholarship dinners.
Yeah.
You put her in a scholarship dinner with a 24-year-old. That's a place she don't want to be in. A 24-year-old
who thinks she's in charge of everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't want to be there. That's just the reality. Like that's the reality that I'm dealing with. Folks, check out itsfelder.substack.com. Also, we have a live show. It's called I don't remember what it's called, but it's Hand in the Dirt, but it's a live show. It's the week before week 0. It's like week 0 after dark or pre-week 0. I don't remember. But either way, just check it out. It's going to be in Raleigh at a brewery. We're helping the OGs launch a beer brand. And
nice.
So I'm doing that. So it's me, my buddies, Stephen Hartzell and Michael Serber. We're going to knock that out. And I'm just going to I'm plugging along, D-Palm. Like, I'm just going to knock it out. Go ahead and do your thing.
Right on. I've still got the green light to come to Raleigh. I've got to make sure I maintain that green light over the next couple of weeks. Thank you for joining us as always. We'll be back tomorrow. It's a big professional wrestling weekend, so I'm going to have my home Jim from college. You met him with Felder a couple weeks ago. We were talking some WWE, some stuff going on. That'll be in your feed Saturday morning for Saturday morning's main event. But we'll be back next week with some more podcasts, talking about sports through this dark, quiet time of baseball season. I got a guest in mind for Monday. We'll see if we can grab him. But there is no outro. That is your show. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube. Check out Life, Love, and Real Estate. That podcast is out there giving you all the ins and outs of how to achieve your goals in home ownership. And, if you see me on these places and streets, come get your head kicked in by them damn dogs. That was your show. There is no outro. We'll see you guys next week. Oh, tomorrow. Shit. Saturday morning's main event. Don't miss it.